What up, world? 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 It's your main man. I am DJ Double Dose Man coming at you for Double Dose of Reality Sports, man. And well, I was getting my notes together to get ready to come at y'all tomorrow night for the NFL preview of the playoffs. However, as we know, college football, it doesn't sleep. I mean, it's like the monster that just keeps on going. Like it just does not, it just doesn't sleep. And well, we just got a bombshell dropped on us tonight, man. And arguably one of the greatest coaches of all time, one of the greatest college coaches of all time, Nick Saban, he announced his retirement. He announced that he is going to retire. Um, I personally didn't see this coming. Some people may say, well, they saw this coming. They felt like, and we'll get into that in a second. They felt like this could be it. This could be, one of those things. But me personally, I was like, hey, if Bama had won the title, I could see it. It's like, hey, they won national title. He doesn't have anything to prove now, which I'm sure he knows this. I don't have to tell him that. Nobody has to tell him that. He doesn't have anything to prove. But you win the national title with this team that you have right now that a lot of people doubted, that a lot of people, as the season went along, didn't think was, one of the better Bama teams that he's coached. So a lot of people was giving him credit, saying, hey, he pulls this off. This is probably one of the greatest coaching jobs you ever want to see from Nick Saban, in his time frame that he's been in Tuscaloosa. So I'm like, hey, if they pull this off, they win it all. Hey, man, that's the perfect walk off. That's the Michael Jordan game 6 shot in Utah. Perfect pose. Nick Saban out of there. You know what I'm saying? And what a way to ride off into the sunset. Them losing for me, I'm like, well, okay, they lost. I look at the recruiting class that they got coming in, and I say to myself, well, Nick ain't gonna like that. He's not gonna like another loss in the semifinal, not in the championship game. In the semifinal, he's not gonna like another loss like that. So I'm like, okay, well, he'll be back. Bama will be Bama. I could be wrong, but I don't think anybody was mentioning anything about Saban. Which, I mean, every year you hear people say, well, the Bama dynasty's over, or Saban's going to retire, or this or that. I mean, you hear that all the time. That's not nothing new, but I don't think nobody said it with any kind of real backing or any kind of smoke to it. But so this was just completely out of the absolute blue. So what we're going to do right now is not necessarily give him his flowers, because he don't need that. I mean, the man will go down as arguable, no matter which side of the fence you stand on, whether you like Eddie Robinson, Bobby Brown, Trina, whoever you feel is your greatest coach of all time. It could even be, somebody that I didn't mention or don't know of that you may consider as the greatest coach of all time. But when you're talking about actual wins and titles, ain't really nobody you can really say was a better college coach than Nick Saban. And look at the way that he did it. He's dealt with the changes, the evolution, or the growth, the real growth of college football. And he's been the face. His program has been the face. I mean, whether you want to agree with it or not, whether you are like me and a lot of the people who are not Alabama fans, you have to respect what he's done as a coach. I mean, you have to. The man won 6 national titles in 17 years. 11 SEC titles. 201 games. I mean, that's going to be hard pressed you know, for anybody to, I can't argue with anybody if you say that he's the greatest college coach of all time. I can't argue that. Hey, he got the numbers and he got the wins to say it. But I think that what we need to look at, this is a spin, because I mean anybody can talk about his accolades. I just want to throw them out there just so we have them for context. But what I want to talk about more so than the wins and the championships is his evolution. You look at the way Alabama was when he got there, as far as what he built, from the quarterback position to the way that his defenses look, to always having physical power running backs. And then you watch that over the years. He got to a point where he said, hey, maybe me just having a game manager at quarterback isn't what I need right now. The game is changing. Maybe me having the big, bulky defensive linemen like Cody and all of those guys, maybe me having the real super big linebackers, maybe that's not right, because you got more mobile quarterbacks now. The regular hand the ball off 30 times and just win with defense, that's not necessarily working right now as the game is evolving. So then what did you see? You started seeing him have different type of quarterbacks in there. You started seeing him have a Blake Sims. You started seeing him recruit, Tua Tagovailoa. You saw him get Tua. You saw him get Bryce Young. You saw him get, and and then you saw his linemen start getting smaller, not smaller as if they were just small like that, but he started recruiting more guys that could come off the edge. He started recruiting more guys that could go sideline to sideline. You started seeing him as the game evolved, he evolved with it. And I think that a lot of times, i.e. Jimbo Fisher, a lot of times you get coaches who are stuck in their ways, who are stuck in what was successful for them, and they don't want to change. They don't want to evolve. They say they do, and then they do something completely different and they don't evolve. And the way that this game, the college game, has become, you have to be willing to evolve. You have to be willing to keep your main principles and things that you go by, but also be smart enough to know that you have to adjust to the game or you're going to be left behind. You don't win 11 SEC championships, 6 national titles with the same model that you had when you won your first one in 2009. It doesn't happen. From 2009 to when he won his first one to 20, I guess that was the COVID. You look at the COVID year was the last one, to 2020. I guarantee you, if we were to take the 2020 team and the 2009 team and look at it from statistics to size to just the overall concept of each team, I guarantee you, obviously it's simple, you're going to see the difference in the two. And that's because Nick Saban was willing to evolve with the game. I'm kind of jumping the gun because I'm like kind of like what, shout out to Jermaine Funny Man Johnson, what is kind of like piggyback off what he said when he was like, hey, I'm want to wait to see what Saban says to hear, to hear more so how did we come to this decision. So I don't want to put words in his mouth or assume, because there's a lot of rumors going around out there. There's a lot, he didn't want to deal with the 12-team playoff, or he was fed up with the portal. He was fed up with NIL, or, I personally don't want to just assume whatever it is. I just want to hear what Coach Saban says. When he will do his press conference and he will speak to the media and he will speak to everybody. And of course, we're going to pick it apart, and that's what we're going to do. But I just want to say, although I am not an Alabama fan, people will listen. People that know me know I will say that all day long. I'm not an Alabama fan. Never have been, never will be. But I never said I dislike Nick Saban, because at the end of the day, no matter how you felt about him, no matter how you felt about his antics, no matter how you felt about the things that he said, because he always said, whether he was critiquing the game, when he was saying about how The hurry up offenses was ruining the sport. When he was saying, certain things a lot of people disagreed with, and it made you not like him. Hey, at the end of the day, this man is a winner. He wants to, he always wanted to put his teams in the best position to win each and every game, which is what you want from any coach. And he just did it arguably the best of anybody that did it. So for me, it is bittersweet because at the end of the day, I mean, he's a great coach. But you could tell, and just his whole demeanor over the last few years, you could kind of tell that he still had that fire. He still wanted to coach, but you could tell he's just like, hey, man, at this point, I'm enjoying these teams. Like, the stress is off. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And it's been off, but like you could really tell over the last few years that the stress is off. I am enjoying these teams that I'm coaching. If y'all don't like what the product that you see on the field, or y'all don't like what you see, he didn't give a damn. He didn't give a damn. You saw it this year. Everybody was trying to tell him, the person, the same person that we're talking about, the 6-time national champion, that, hey, man, Miro might not be your best option. You got this and you got that, you got this and you got that. Now, he'll never come out and admit this, but this is just my personal opinion. I feel like in the UCF game, he said, since y'all think y'all know better, here's what I'm going to do. And he tried it, what you saw out on the field, and you saw Alabama struggle with South Florida. And from that point on, what did he do? He inserted Miro, and the ball got rolling. Because guess what? And we can leave it at this. Because guess what? He knows his team. He knew his team, and he knew that Miro, obviously, for this year and for this season, was the best option that he had at quarterback. So all I'm going to say is, because like I said, this is going to be short and sweet. This is just my salute to Nick Saban. Listen, Bama fans, I know a lot of you are shocked. I know a lot of you are probably a little sad because this is the end of an era. For the longest, we tried to tell you that the dynasty, for the last few years, we tried to tell you that the dynasty was over. And a lot of you pushed back, oh, no. The dynasty is over. Hats off to Nick Saban, one of the greatest coaching runs you will ever see. And for that, Nick Saban, and for what you have done for the SEC, for college football, and football as a whole, here at the Double Dose of Reality Sports, man, we salute you. We're going to take a shot. We're gonna tap it 6 times for your 6 titles. 2, 4, 5, 6. Salute Nick Saban, man. Salute. And always remember, as we end the show, live, laugh, and love, man. Live your life to the fullest. Love on the people that love you back, and find you something to laugh at each and every day. And we out.